is Yasmin Learning Belly Dance. Today we're going to go over the Turkish bump. I have to show you two moves in order to in accordance with that, but I'll show you the move first and then I'll show you how to do the move. To the side. And if I circle with it, okay, Turkish bump. One of my favorite moves, since Turkish was my first style that I learned initially. Okay, now, remember your posture, soften into the knees, tuck the pelvis, lift the chest, roll and relax the shoulders. You should do stretching before you do any of these moves, of course. I haven't gotten to doing a stretching pre-exercise, okay? But you can also do that on your own. Remember your posture from the side. Tuck, stomach. Don't forget to soften to the knees. Lift the chest. Roll and relax the arms. Okay, now, the L arm is actually a framing move in belly dance. We have many different ones, but I'm going to show you the L arm today. Let's start with the right. I love the right. Take your right arm, place it gently in front of you. Give yourself a soft hand here. Now, from the side, see how the arm is? Shoulder length. You don't want to do this. None of this slope of the arm, okay? None of that, like you have a heel if you're going to go down. You want a shoulder length, okay? Delicate fingers and hands, okay? There. Then you want the other arm to be extended up. I have my palm facing inward, okay? Also same type of hand. And it looks like this. Together. Think of cheerleading, the L arm. You're making a letter L. A variation of this move is on the side, okay? Still an L. This is in the front. Here, this is on the side, okay? Now, with that, the hip bump. Now, I haven't gotten to any hip moves yet, but we are going to get into those now. The hip bump can be done on demi point, which is also known as ballerina's hug. That would be here. The ball of your foot, okay? Now, you're going to put weight on the ball of your foot there, okay? I want you to just mess around with the foot for a little bit, okay? Like twist the foot, like that. This helps you understand the movement, okay? Now this twists the leg. Now, the ball of the foot helps in learning the bump, the hip bump, and the hip drop, okay? Now how that works is, the hip will go up when training. This is a good way to learn. Turn the foot in. When you turn the foot in, look what it does to my hip. Okay? Now it's a reaction. My other leg is straight, just to give you that. This is considered me on demi points on the ball of my foot. Now when I twist it outward, meaning the inner of the foot goes out, my hip will drop. So watch this. Hip drops. Down, up, okay? That's the easy way to learn to do the hip bump and hip drop, okay? Now we're using the hip bump with the Turkish bump, okay? The L arm and the hip bump go together to make the Turkish bump, okay? Now I'm going to practice that twist on the other side. Now flip comes. Remember your posture, okay? That well-placed lifted chest. Okay? Let's come up onto the foot like that to bring it up to a bump. And you can do the bump flat-footed, okay? Now that is more control of the hip, so we go. Okay? This bumping of the hips. It's really your knees are, one is bending and one is straightening, but a small movement of it with a bump in the hip. Okay? Like that. You should practice that for a while, but I'm going to show you the Turkish bump now together. Placement of the demi point in the front right leg I'm using. Then my right arm comes out here. My left arm goes up here. And then I will go into a bump there. I'm going to do it slow so you can see me drop back down. I'm going to do a side L arm so you can see my hip. Up, down, up, down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hip bump with the L arm. Turkish bump. Now, the way you do switching off, here, I bump, then I'll switch arms and bump, okay? The arm that's extended out, that side of the hip, which should bump with that arm, is extended out, okay? Turkish bump. Remember to keep that arm level to the shoulder and the other arm up. Okay? You can also travel with this move. Then turn. 1, 2, turn. 1, 2, turn. 1, 2, turn. Okay? Now, hip bump. 1, left. L arm, variation, I pull down, lift up, and then I switch sides already. Variation, side, bring it in, bring this down, take this up, take this out. Okay? Very easy. Turkish bump. Now I'm going to use it on a song so you can understand it. Jogi. Now I'll go sometimes reverse off and do the opposite hip of my arm, but it confuses beginners. I didn't teach you this yet. And that is the Turkish bump. This has been Yasmin learning belly dance.